Fantasies later.
Yes. Welcome to the Windy City Fantasy Football Show. We are in week 10.
10 again, and it only ends at week 15.
So we don't have that many weeks left.
So this is our week 9 recap episode.
Yes, and we only have 5 weeks left.
Yes. But before we do get into fantasy, we do want to just take a second to acknowledge the crazy games this weekend, which affected a lot of our fantasy football scores.
Yeah.
In the early set of morning or early afternoon games, there were 7 playoff teams that could have lost, or anyway, 7 of the playoff teams lost or almost lost that were going into there. So that includes the Browns put it to the Bengals, who had been, Red Zone had it a whole lot more succinct than I did, and I've got too much on my mind. So in the early set of games...
How many upsets were there?
Well, I have 6 listed. And then there was 4 that were kind of close.
So 6 were upsets and 4 shouldn't have been as close as they were. So we're going to go...
That's exactly it.
So maybe that's the easy way to say it.
It makes so much more sense than what I was trying to do. So.
Okay. Well, why don't you just read the scores then? Let us know.
So the first is... The Browns aren't anything to laugh at necessarily, but they've definitely had an up and down season. The Browns blew out the Bengals, who had been the number 1 team in the AFC.
And you're probably wondering what's different than me.
It was 41-16. Thanks for asking. It was a blowout. It was not even close. And it was coming off of a week where obviously the Browns had some upheaval with OBJ and such. So it was good to see the Browns. I shouldn't say good to see. It was interesting to see the Browns stick it to them in Cincy. They had this really cute clip of the Bengal tiger mascot after I think it was after a pick 6. He's like pounding his head on the goalpost. It was super cute. They highlighted that on NFL too. Ellen?
You're probably wondering what's different about me.
We're going to get to that. Mommy has a whole segment on it.
Okay.
But you can tell them now if you want.
No. I'm not going to tell them because they need to figure it out.
Okay. We'll tell them about it later, maybe.
This train left the rails already and we're not even 5 minutes in.
The Broncos beat the Cowboys. It was 30-0 going into the 4th quarter. The Cowboys did come back and have 2 basically garbage time touchdowns, but they only had like 300 total yards of offense.
Did you read the score?
I did. It was 30-16.
Okay. Moving on.
Aww. The Falcons beat the Saints in a last-second field goal. We watched that game, didn't we?
Yes. 27-25.
It was exciting.
The Saints could have kicked a field goal to tie the Falcons, but the Falcons chose to kick the field goal first.
Yes.
So that's why the Falcons got 27 points in front of those Saints.
Those wonderful New York Giants
Yeah, the New York Giants
beat the Raiders 23-16.
and Jets.
And again, it's just such a big deal because the Raiders actually were ranked like number 2 in their division. So they are definitely a playoff contender, even though they were having also obviously their own upheaval this week. So that was a little bit of a surprise. The cluster of the Giants.
And the undefeated team lost again.
Yes, and of course, obviously the biggest upset was that the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Buffalo Bills 9-6.
You mean Jets, not Jaguars.
No,
it's Jaguars.
she means Jaguars.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so surprising that, yes, it was the first time that the Jacksonville Jaguars have won in the United States of America in over a calendar year.
And the Jets also beat
It was 400 and something days.
And the
since
Jets
Jaguars-
also beat the Bills too. It was the same score as last time. Like the last game.
It was 9-6.
Yes.
Very
And-
surprising. No touchdowns. Lots and lots of defense.
Yeah,
and
lots
lone
and lots
plays.
of defense. Because the Browns were a good defense.
We're not talking about the Browns.
Yeah. It's just that the Browns did have a
The
good.
Vikings and the Ravens had to go into overtime.
Yeah.
Again, it shouldn't have been that close because the Ravens are the better team.
Yeah.
But Alan was cheering pretty hard for the Vikings because his grandma likes that team. We tried to tell him that doesn't really work when you're a Bears fan, but...
Whoever jokes about it, I do not.
And the Chiefs and the Packers was another close one. Obviously, the Packers were without Aaron Rodgers, but the Chiefs only scored 13 points and the Packers 7. 13-7 with those two huge offenses was pretty small.
I see 31 you wrote.
Oh,
It's a 3 and a 1.
it looks like a 1-3-1. The Titans beat the Rams on Sunday Night Football. Kind of stuck it to them as well. It was a little bit of a blowout. And again, first week without Derrick Henry. Could have went one of two ways. And the Rams' high-powered offense was held largely in check. And then lastly, the Bears and the Steelers was a close one. It was a heartbreaker.
Yeah, because the Steelers beat our favorite team.
And we lost Matt. So...
What?
welcome everybody to Windy City Fantasy Football.
Daddy, you were
That
sleeping.
took way too long.
Daddy,
So
you
edit
were
it out.
sleeping.
It was just that it was a lot of really crazy scores. Edit it out. Here's this week's results.
Okay.
Last week's results. Week 9's results.
I'll talk about the bottom team to the top team, okay? Chicago Mama Bear beat O'Hilna.
Those are some big scores.
Can you read them?
Yeah, 168.
No, it's not 100.
No.
You think it is. It's
Read the number that's there.
64.
Point.
64.80 and 60.5 for O'Hilna.
Those are very... But you guys both had a rough week. But
Yeah.
somebody's got to win it.
Read the scores.
I am.
Well,
Who's next?
Super Camario Brothers beat Field of Dreams. It was kind of hard to choose Super Camario Brothers or Field of Dreams. Even though this pirate did choose both, he didn't choose.
I didn't think there was a pirate.
No.
What are the numbers? Read those, please.
Super Camario Brothers had 128.12. And the other team was Field of Dreams, and they had 170.
17.
117.96.
4.
Yes.
Okay.
Next.
Next game.
Rainbow Kiddos beat Chili with Mahomes. Ooh.
What was the score?
I did choose a little bit teams that
Daddy will talk about that in a minute. Go to the numbers.
Rainbow Kiddos had 117.6, and Chili with Mahomes had 96.4. That was a hard win for Chili with Mahomes. Even though us two did beat on to Michaela.
What? You did? Poor Auntie Michaela. She's on a 4-game losing streak. Maybe you can stop picking on her now.
Yes, Auntie Michaela is having a very bad win.
Okay, so what was the scores?
Yeah. Yes, Auntie Michaela did have a very hard winning streak. Besides, other teams have beaten
What was the scores?
Remix Out Me 2 had 108.66, and Henry Danger had 100.28.
Stop pulling on your jams.
It has a string there, see?
Yeah, they're new jams.
And now it's gone.
Hey. Who's next?
Our All Bark, All Bite versus INF Krakens.
Good job saying it.
Who won?
All Bark, All Bite beated INF Krakens. Oh. And the score was 94.0, and the other score was 88.94. And last score, Dexter's back right. Najma Hall beat Dexter's back right. Mommy is having a pretty bad game, but she'll beat the next team.
Yep. This is, I think, the second or the third time this year that my score would have beaten everybody else, but the team that I'm playing has their best week. So, I have a lot of points and not a lot of wins. So, but again, go back to last week where I said I'm not going to be mad about fantasy football because my team won the World Series. Oh, I want to be mad about it, but I'm not. So, what are the standings?
I didn't tell your scores yet. We'll go to the standings in a minute.
We didn't need to. All right.
Dax Streaks back right lost against Najma Hall, and Najma Hall had 142.64. And Dax Streaks back right. I almost said Rainbow Kittles, but I did see Dax Streaks back right. Dax Streaks back right had 139.68. Now let's go to the standings. Oh my! Looks like Najma Hall takes first place.
She's got a more commanding
Yep.
first place now.
It's just...
And we have a lot of teams for second.
Count them out. How many?
Henry Dangers 1. Rainbow Kittles 2. Field of Dreams is 3. Ohilna's 4. Chicago Mama Bears 5. Super Mario Brothers 6. And last but not least, us two are the last one, which is 7th. And
7, teams are tied for second place.
Yeah, and only one ninth place, which is my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have more points than all of those.
And it looks like we have 10th place, two, actually. Chili with Moms and Old Bark Old Bite. And last but not least, INS Krakens. That's Jameson.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Jameson, you are last place. But you'll get better.
Not this week, though.
Yeah.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, the next week game. Okay.
Okay, that's our standings. So next is
This week's matchup!
no.
A Boom's Bus Big Out.
No. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
So, hopefully Matt will put this up on the screen. I almost had a coulda, shoulda, woulda, and I thought it was interesting because when I was setting my lineup, don't ask me why, but I took a screenshot of like these are who you should sit and this is who you should start. And what I got from CBS at, if you look in the corner, 4 o'clock on Saturday said, sit James Conner. And I almost did. And then that would have been the biggest shoulda, coulda, woulda of the season, because he's going to be a boom, as you will see.
Hello. The definition of parity is the Windy City Fantasy Football League, with almost every team except one tied. Well, maybe 3. Parity. The word of the week. I think it's safe to say these fireworks are not for the Bears. No. What a week. What a week. I got 50% of them right last week. This week I'm shooting for more. The Naja's gonna win. Chilling with Mahomes is gonna win. Danger's winning this week. Field of Dreams. Chicago Mama Bears. And the Krakens. The Krakens are gonna win. Finally, the Krakens are gonna win. See y'all next week. Oh, this is fireworks at sea.
Sam didn't play George Kittle, probably because he was coming off of an injury, and he had 23.1 points. Michaela had Darnell Mooney on her bench, and he had 20.6. Booms, busts, and big outs.
Excuse me.
You are the star of the show. Boom quarterback. Boom quarterbacks were Lamar Jackson, had 33.64. He finally was able to lead a comeback game. That had been, I guess, a monkey on his shoulder for a while. He was able to, the Vikings were up by at least 2 scores going into the second half for sure. And he was able to lead their comeback. Justin Herbert also had a heck of a game versus the Eagles. He had 31.64 points.
What? And Josh Allen.
We'll get there, but he's not a boom.
Yeah, he's a bust.
He is a bust. Running backs, again, James Conner had 40.3. He had 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown. So that was pretty exciting for me because I played him. Jonathan Taylor had 37. The boom wide receivers are Elijah Moore, again, available in our league, 27.4 points. And Devonta Smith, 25.6. You might remember he was a bust last week. He hadn't done much all season. This week, he's a boom. 25.6. The boom tight ends were George Kittle, 23.1. And, Pat Fryermuth had 21.3. The boom defense was the Pats D. They had 19 points. And the boom kicker was Boswell, who he had 16. He went from a concussion last week to crushing the Bears fans' hearts this week. Yeah, I know. Bus. Aaron Jones, Packers running back, only had 5.3. It's kind of surprising considering that Aaron Rodgers wasn't in the game. Jordan Love didn't have any chemistry with the receivers, but Aaron Jones still only had 5.3 yards. Or 5.3 points. Zach Moss for Buffalo had 4.4. It was his first single-digit fantasy scoring effort of the season. All three Philly running backs are busts because Philly is running back by committee and you really can't figure who's going to be the one. Obviously, I had Gainwell earlier in the year. He had done great. Then he did nothing. A lot of people picked up Boston Scott thinking he was going to be the next big thing. Didn't work out. And then it was another running back this week. So all three running backs in Philly are just not, they're fantasy busts because it's running back by committee. Amari Cooper had 5.7 points only. Again, the Dallas offense was non-existent until late in the fourth quarter. Tyreek Hill only had 7.3 points, which is reflected in Carson's extremely small score.
Who's Tyreek Hill?
He's a wide receiver for the Chiefs.
I don't see his name anywhere. Oh, yeah. And Josh Allen for the Jaguars and the Bills.
Yes. So that was kind of a fun little thing, wasn't it? Not fun necessarily because it's your quarterback.
One Josh Allen attacked the other Josh Allen.
First time in NFL history, I guess, that a player of the same name played each other in the same game. And
That's implied by played each other, but
okay, well, yes, because anyway. And not only that, Josh Allen intercepted Josh Allen. Josh Allen caused a fumble that he recovered of Josh Allen, and Josh Allen sacked Josh Allen. So it was quite a interesting name jumble there. So the quarterback, Josh Allen, 9.5 points is a bust. The other Josh Allen on defense, though, had a great day. And he's like, I'm Josh Allen, the real Josh Allen. He loves me, really. And Joe Burrow was a bust as well. 7.38 points, as we discussed. The Bengals got their butts kicked. So.
There's a third part to this segment.
There is. It's big outs.
Big outs.
There aren't a lot of big outs this week, but we have a big out, don't we, bud? You want to show him? Our little guy here's got a shiner. Got hurt at school today. He's our big out. Alan's our big out. The shiner. I'll have Daddy flash up a picture of your big eye and your cheek. You're tough, aren't you?
Yeah.
Didn't even want to come home from school. Wanted to stay there.
Maybe we explain how he got hurt so people aren't left questioning.
No. Don't tell anyone.
He slipped and hit his head on a desk.
And then I fell on the floor on school.
Mm-hmm.
The school floor.
Yeah.
And it really hurted so bad, I picked someone to come with the office with me. I chose Lucas, and he walked down to the office with me. And then Mrs. Lenz, or whatever you call her, she gave me an ice pack. Actually two. She gave me one that wasn't gonna stay cold forever. And then she gave me another one that's big.
And Lucas was very worried about Alan after Alan got home.
Yeah, his mom sent my mom a message, and I did get a little better while I was in my bed.
But yes, Lucas was very concerned that Alan was hurt. So we got to say that. As you can tell, he's fine. He's tough. He rallied, but he's our big out. The only other, honestly, this list is so short compared to last week. Chase Edmonds hurt his ankle at the beginning of their game, which is, again, why Lindsay's score was so low, because he only had, 3 yards. So, and again, why James Conner was so boom, because same situation. Damian Harris sustained some kind of a head injury. I'm assuming it's probably a concussion, but that was what they said it was. And Zeke had a problem with his knee, but he basically said it was like a flesh wound, and he'll be fine. That was really all I could find online for big outs. So there didn't seem to be too many of them. So that's a good, considering last week was all the big outs. So.
Well, yeah, those guys can't get hurt because if
they're
I weren't
already
playing.
hurt.
And I already got hurt, so that means
Can't get hurt if you're already hurt.
Yeah, you can't get hurt if you're already hurt.
All right, well, that leads us to
this week's matchup.
I'll just get to it quick. I'm on week 15.
No, not okay. Yeah, week 10 is where we are.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Lioness Krakens play Dak Street's back right. Henry Danger plays All Bark, All Bite. Remix Al Me Too plays Chili with Mahomes. Naj Mahal plays Super Mario Brothers. Rainbow Kittles plays I almost said Super Chicago Mama Bear. And last team, Field of Dreams play Oklahoma. So I'll choose the teams that'll win.
This segment is called
Alan Says.
What Does Alan Say? INF Krakens versus Dak Street's back. Who's gonna win?
Dak Street's back right.
Henry Danger versus All Bark, All Bite.
All
Who's gonna
Bark, All Bite.
The remix, Alan and Me Too versus Chillin' with Mahomes.
Remix on Me Too. Naj Mahal.
Okay, well that was Naj Mahal versus Super Mario Brothers. He picked Naj Mahal. Rainbow Kittles versus Chicago Mama Bear.
Rainbow Kittles.
Last but not least, Field of Dreams versus
Field
Oklahoma.
of Dreams.
Okay. This has been Alan Says.
And though I should warn All Bark, All Bite, if Auntie Michaela beats them, woo-wee, we would not want to see that. Would you two want to see that?
No, it's fine. Auntie Michaela has lost 4 in a row. I think we can stop picking on her for just a smidge.
Yeah, we can stop picking on her for a smidge. Well, we won't need to worry about that because we have everything done.
Yes, we are done. Unless you have anything else to say, Shiner boy.
What?
Nothing.
I still must say, it's not about Henry Danger.
We're not. Or what are the teams that are on bye this week?
Good question.
Oh no, we don't know.
I didn't
It's
have that
us
written
two. It's our team.
We're not going to even list the matchups like we normally do.
I am ill prepared. Fire me. Get a new writer. She's done.
Well, me and Daddy.
Well, I'll put in some. If you are interested in a writing position for this particular program, send me your resume. in the comment section below that you don't fill out.
Week 10 buys are Bears, Bengals, Texans, and Giants.
Heavy
And
hitters there.
this week's matchups are the Thursday night game is the Ravens at the Dolphins.
And the Sunday game is the Falcons.
No. The Sunday night game is
the Chiefs and Raiders.
And the Monday night game,
Rams, 49ers.
that one could be a good game. Good California game there.
Packers game. Packers versus Seahawks.
No, we don't want to know.
We don't need to know all of those.
I'm not even going to put that graphic on the screen. I don't care.
But yes, those are the Thursday, Sunday night, Monday night games. Exciting. Almost getting to the end of bye weeks as well. But how could I forget that the Bears are on bye this week?
Yes. They are on bye. Bye.
Alan, odd or even?
Even!
The boy's taking enough hits to the head today. Wave goodbye to the camera.
Get away from my tree.